you've never actually um, fostered your gift. You never really looked at it, never really paid it any attention. You never really did anything with it. So you looking at your gift like it's just a hobby. So when somebody come to you with a shiny object, you just you immediately turn away from your gift and go start chasing the shiny object. I'm just being real. Like some of you got things going on that you just want to like the only thing you want to do is make money. So you got things going on. You in a position where you could be phenomenal at something. All you got to do is pay attention to it. All you got to do is pick up the pen and start writing. All you got to do is pick up the pen and start drawing. Whatever you do, all you got to do is lean into your gift.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player. I was made to build.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And we're back in here for another one, bright and early.
Freestyle session has started at 4:28 a.m. Let's go.
Facts. Yeah.
Freestyle session. All right, go. What's up?
So, alright, I was listening to the radio the other day, and they were talking about what had happened. Some football player or some sports player or something got accused for harassing women or something like that. And not to say he didn't do it, not to say he did do it. I don't know the full story of it, but it was like, he wasn't, talking about it for like years. Like, these accusations have been going on for quite a while, and they were kind of like, ragging on my man's, and he's just like, he finally spoke up about it, and he's like, yo, like, I haven't harassed any woman, that's not my character, and all this other stuff, and they kind of just like breezed over his little interview section, and it was just like, sports players did this, there's like little to no evidence of like him actually doing something or having motives of doing something. And then like at the end of it, like when they were trying to like move on to the next segment or something, it's like they brought up, the accusations of, Michael Jackson, and like at the end of it, I'm like,
What?
yeah, it was real weird, and I'm just like, yo, that man is like dead. Like, some people literally have like no respect for like dead people. Like it seems like when they die, they'll come out the most and just like just rag on them. And it was like they tried to compare the two, and like when they were talking about Michael Jackson, like they hesitated a little bit, and then they were like, yeah, it's real crazy, you know, uh about something, and then it was like a little hesitation, and then it was like they're victims. Like we proved that it happened when we haven't proved that it happened. There's no s- concrete evidence that these people did such and such things. Uh, Not to say they did or didn't, but it's just like we're always geared towards the negative,
Mm-hmm.
even though
Yeah.
like there's no physical underlining uh researched proof that said things
Yeah.
happened. And I had to turn the radio off after that. I was like, that's insane. Like, you wholeheartedly believe like these heinous things when we've seen like recordings of like people actually doing heinous things, and we're just like, oh, all right, that happened. But when we don't have
Mm.
proof or something, we're just like, yeah, that definitely happened. That definitely happened.
Mm.
So
I don't know, like I don't know if there was a question there or not, or you just wanted to get that off your chest. It just sounded like you wanted to vent about that for a minute. Um, but I think like everybody when they watching something like that
mm.
or listening to something like that, first of all, what radio station, what show was that?
uh 99.5 with I think it was the morning people.
I don't know nothing about that.
I forget their names. It's Didi in the morning.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah, got you.
that group.
Yeah, so like for real, some folks get on they high horse and they listen to the stories of other folks because they got stuff going on and they don't
Mm,
necessarily want to talk about, so they want to shift the focus into the rest of the world so they don't have to focus on their own stuff.
mm.
Like that's one problem right there. Everybody just all of a sudden become murder mystery private investigators whenever
Detectives
somebody
and
got some
stuff.
shit going on. And
Facts.
then all of a sudden they know everything in the world and they like, all right, so based on this person's character and the people that they hang out with and the things that they have done in the past, and you know, around the time when they was 9 years old, their mama said they lit an ant on fire, so they did it. Like, they just all of a sudden
Facts.
become private investigators, and they just know who did it. Like behind closed doors, ain't nobody ever said a word about it. But yeah, you know, it's like, yep, they did that. So yeah, everybody just wanna stay on their high horse, man. That's all that is, bro. And like you talk about things that's actually happening in the world, and ain't nobody speaking on that stuff, bro. Like that's a whole different podcast right
Mm.
there, dog. Because like there's still some shit happening right now in America. I ain't about to get on racism or nothing like that. It exists. I got it. It ain't going nowhere. But like, there's some shit going on right now that I'm looking at like, yo, what in the hell is happening right now?
Facts.
Like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck is happening? And like, nobody's saying nothing about it. Motherfucker on iPhone camera, like 397 megapixels, like just right there, just like doing stuff on camera. Motherfuckers getting
Mm-hmm.
away with it. So like I ain't trying to hear that. Like it don't even matter right now. I just know like situations like the Bill Cosby thing, man.
Mm.
Like my man got like for real. I ain't trying to take sides like for real. Like it might be somebody who really in their feelings about what Bill Cosby did to them. But bro, Bill Cosby said that shit back in the 90s, right? Like the early 90s that was happening. In his party days, he said that he used to do that. And he said women were okay with it.
Mm.
He said they were okay with it. He was like, yo, like I used to party with these girls. And I used to give them pills. They wanted the pills. Like then all of a sudden, it became a crime. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Um. I mean, ooh, that's interesting because there was a wave of when council council culture was in its prime, like they were
Cancel?
cancel. That's what I said. Cancel words. Uh, when they were in their prime, right? They were trying to like ban like old movies or something that have already been through the box office, already on tape, already got like a DVD copy and all this other stuff, and they're just like, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. that there was a post on that. It was like, oh, this is so offensive and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that thing is old, probably
You know what I'm
older
saying?
than
It was
the
older than
people,
some of the people protesting for it.
right? And I'm like, how are you gonna win that? Like, it's already out. It's already been mass made. It's probably already like it's probably been seen across the entire world already. Even the Pakistanians in the caves and whatnot, they've probably already seen it. They probably laughed their butt off about it, and they probably had a good old time. How what, the the dirt is already done. You can't
Saying,
get rid of it
you know what I'm
now.
saying? Flowers and grown from it and everything. It's already dead and buried.
I'm just like,
That
yo,
that joint has left the station and has reached its destination by now and came back. Like, leave it, let it go,
right.
let it, bro. Like while you talking about that, I want to bring up something too. Um, uh, give me 1 second. I want you. Have you ever seen Death on the Nile?
No.
So it's a movie starring Gal Gadot from Wonder Woman,
Okay.
and apparently, apparently, um, the movie Death on the Nile was banned in Kuwait and what does that say? In Lebanon. It was banned. Like the whole movie was banned because, all right. So get this. And I tried to have a conversation with Alyssa about it too, because I was a little confused as to why people actually cared about it that much.
Mhm.
I mean, in a sense, I get it, just like on a GP alone, but like they banned the movie, right?
Mhm.
Because Gal Gadot used to be in the Israeli army.
What?
And back in the day, the Israeli army went to war with some country, and the country banned the movie.
What?
Yeah, right, exactly. Like that's like, bro, that's plenty of people love anime, but I swear to God, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Like that's like that's like America banning everything. You know, and it's crazy. People actually do that shit. There was a time where getting things from Cuba was illegal.
hmm Yep. Yep. It.
How do you put your focus on other things that much?
Some people are so stuck in their ways, their comfort box, that it's like moving past something or like trying to get through something. It's just it's a no go. Like they just put up their barriers and they're just like, nope, I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgetting that we're not passing go. We not collecting $200. We staying right here. That's how I feel. Uh, and it's weird because it's like you could benefit so much from like actually, understanding what is wrong, uh, how you feel or how you perceive that
Yeah.
what happened to you is wrong,
Mhm.
and just moving past it. I mean, you don't have to forgive the person, you don't have to be cool with the person, but there has to be some type of overcoming of the situation, or
Yeah.
you're just bound to repeat that same situation. It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
That'll always be a mystery to me, man. I ain't got the answers on that one.
I mean,
I just
it's
know I just know that I'm not the type of person to be like hung up on everybody else's stuff like that. Like I
mm.
don't care. I'm just being real.
And that's another thing. People are always focused on like things that have literally nothing to do with them. You'll see somebody go above and beyond to get on a parent or get on somebody else for disciplining, their child, their own child.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then your child over there, feeling neglected and whatnot. You don't show them no type of love, and they looking at you like, what are you doing?
That's how kids start acting out right there, because it's like, all right, you giving that kid attention, you ain't giving me none. So I mean, obviously, I need to start acting like them.
Big facts. Big facts. Let's address that elephant.
But you know what? You know what this all boils down to, right? And we ain't even said it yet. But I'm gonna just go ahead and hang this conversation on this hat right here, on this little nice little hook, and just leave it behind so we can move forward and get on with the episode. All that stuff sounds like consumerism.
Consumerism. How
Yeah,
so,
we
sir?
should have talked about that on the last episode. Yeah,
previous episode.
It was the episode before the last episode, but yeah. I thought we could call that episode "Gas Prices" too. I thought that was gonna be the name of it, but
we did.
It worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked out.
Yeah.
I got a little hate for that episode.
Come on.
Yeah, the last joint. I got a little hate for it because some folks I was talking to them about like what we were talking about on the joint, and I just kind of like put it out there like, yo, so you know how everybody's been talking about gas prices recently, and like I just started the conversation like that, and bruh, I'd lie to you not. Like I'm sitting in the conversation, and I said they asked like I was like, yo, so you still doing the podcast? Yeah, I'm still doing the podcast. Me and Mark, we just did like episode like I think it was like 140 something. I don't fucking know. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. What y'all talk about on the last one? I was like, yeah. So we talked about gas prices, and like I just kind of did that, like dropped the nugget just to see how the conversation was gonna go, and just like I thought, immediately the ranting started. I was like, okay, here we go. I got about maybe a minute and a half before I get impatient and drop this conversation. I was like, all right, so look, you see how you like started like going in on gas prices like that? Like that's exactly what we were talking about. And I was like, hey, I kind of like went into some of the things that we talked about on the last episode, and they just kind of got like defensive, like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if Dave Ramsey said that the same exact thing if you would have responded the same way. So, like, instead of me trying to give you my knowledge, let me give you the facts real quick. So I started dropping them like the difference between people who have to do what they do versus somebody like maybe somebody who work at home or entrepreneur or something like that, bro. And I was like, yo, I don't think you understand. And your lifestyle is a lot more expensive than somebody who's working for themselves. And it was like, because people like people who got big businesses and stuff, they spend a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, they spend a lot of money, but they also spending that money to make money. You spending money to spend money. People who work for a living, they spend money to spend money. Like you were, and like I was thinking about one of my coworkers, man. My man just got a second job, and I rode past his joint and seen his car recently, bro. And like I'm like, how you leadership at one job, but then you just go be a cashier somewhere else, yo. This shit is like fucking crazy, dog. And I was like looking at his car, and I'm like, yo, his car like a kind of pretty much a luxury joint. Like he got the big body with the rims on it, music in it. And I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Like, yo, folks out here just they They got jobs
Mm-hmm.
just to pay for stuff.
Mm. Yep. Yep.
They got jobs just to pay for stuff, man. Like, yo, for real. Like, we get in this mode of like the bills need to be paid, right? And
Mm.
we working like slaves, and the bills and the bills take up the money before we even get the money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, how do you think your lifestyle is working right now when there's people who they don't even do what you do on a daily basis. Like you get up and you pay for gas just to come to work. There's some people who literally they would make more money if they stayed at home
Mm. Big
just for the
facts.
gas that they don't have to pay for. Like you got people who live in North Carolina driving all the way up to Virginia to work. What? Excuse me?
Yep.
Excuse me? Bruh, what? And I'm like, yo, I don't think you get it. Like you would make you need to figure out how to make a lifestyle where you don't have to put yourself in a position to spend the money that you're making.
Mm.
That's the goal right there. And I think that's the point that we missed on the last episode as well. Like why I wanted to hit that like that. Like, yo, for real, you in a situation where you're just spending money just to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And you ain't doing nothing to change that. And that's why people come up in this situation where they get so far behind on their finances because you just spending just to be spending. There's no opportunity for return when
Mm.
you just
There it
spending
is.
money on things.
Yep. It's like you gotta make your money work for you instead of working for your money.
Exactly. There it is. Right there.
And when you get into the rut of working for your money, it's like hundreds, millions of things like fly through your mind, and then you get like swept under this wave of overwhelmness. Like you feel like you can't move anywhere because everything is so tight. You're trying to put a thread through a needle hole, um, and it's like it's so stressful that your only options is to do what you know. Uh, your comfort zone. So you get that second job and you don't change any habits, you don't budget, you don't do anything differently. So yeah, you're getting a little bit more money, but your mindset hasn't changed. Your habits haven't changed. So you're still in the same rut. You just
But get
getting
this though, like gas still going up, so like you still now you add more driving, so now
oh
you're using more gas.
yeah.
You using more resources, bro. Like, and then I got a long term
Mm.
joint. I'm gonna hit you with in a second. Like, go. I'm gonna let you finish though.
Oh, that was it. Like everything's going up, and then you're still in the same rut. You're actually you're digging yourself in a deeper in the hole instead of like actually trying to get yourself out. Because yeah, you're getting
Right.
more money, but like you said, you're using more resources. You're driving, and then you're driving further. You're eventually gonna wear and tear your car down even further, a lot faster than what you were doing before. So now you got that unexpected
Uh-huh.
whatever. You gotta change the oil or something, tires, whatever. You're gonna have that unexpected expense, and then once that happens, you're gonna have to.
Here's the unexpected expense, right? And
Mm,
I'm gonna cut you off to drop the nugget right here. Um, when I worked an hour away from my house,
mm,
from my home before, I was spending a lot of money on gas, bro. I mean, and Mark know this feeling. I was at the gas pump sometimes 2 times in the same week, and
mm,
2 times
yep.
in the same work week. Like I was filling up the tank, and gas, all intents and purposes, um, people think gas prices are high now. It was high back then too. Like I was still
Mm-hmm.
spending 40 some dollars to fill up the tank then. So like I don't think it's really much of a big difference. Gas was up then, then went back down, then gas went up again, then it went back down. I think it's safe to call it a cycle now. Like
Yeah.
I think we can stop complaining about it and stop acting like it don't happen. That's one thing. But I was driving about, I think I was going like 60, I think it was 62 miles one way.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't it is far, a little bit farther than your journey, but yeah, I was doing that 61 or 62 miles
Mm-hmm.
one way, and I was going back and forth in the same day, about an hour and 10-minute drive if you drive the speed limit. So I was doing that, and I did that for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you what that does to a car that you just got. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Just kind of guess that. Like, what does that look like when you got a car and you buy a car and then you just buy a car just for point A, point B travel, and you putting 120 miles a day on it
Mm-hmm.
for 4 years. Just imagine what that looks like.
Oh, I know.
Just imagine. So look, here's what ended up happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going somewhere with this. I just need somebody to bear with me. Here's what ended up happening. I had the car for 4 years, and I it wasn't paid off yet. I had to refinance it and get it for another when you refinance, you extend your loan term, so you end up paying for it longer, which um I couldn't necessarily afford the car payment the way it was, so I had to bring it down, and that's what ended up happening there. Um, so I got to a point where I owed $11,000 on the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the joint had 78,000 miles on it.
Mm.
I want y'all to do that math real quick. 78,000 miles, $11,000. Would you buy a car that has 78,000 miles on it for $11,000? A Nissan.
Mm-hmm.
You just a bit upside down, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit upside down. So I ended up having a maintenance problem with the car,
Mm-hmm.
and the maintenance cost, the fix whatever was wrong with the engine of that car, cost more than what I owed on the car. And there was absolutely nothing I can do but get rid of it
Mm.
and put myself in a deeper hole and take on that negative equity onto the next vehicle. All because I chose to do something. I chose to work against my money. All
Ooh.
because I chose to work against my money. So so some of you doing things for the right now.
Mm-hmm.
You doing things for the right now, and you don't understand that it's hurting you. It's hurting your future. So right now, you think that you getting this cheap cheeseburger. You eating for convenience right now
Mm-hmm.
because it's cheaper, but you're trying to save money and cut costs wherever you can cut costs just so you can survive right now, but you ain't looking at the long-term effects. You're not looking at the fact that you ain't about to have a car that's going to work in the next 2 years if you keep going this route that you're going. You ain't looking at the fact that your health is taking a decline because you've decided that you needed to choose convenience just so you can work a job. You're not looking at none of that. So I need you guys to run it back, and I need you to think about the things that you can do in your life to stop focusing on the convenience a little bit and just take your time a little bit. Just take your time. Life ain't going nowhere. It is going to be right here in front of you, beside you, around you, and some going to take you out eventually. But ain't no need for, like, with the world being as hard as it is, ain't no need for you being the one to take you out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being real. Like, you don't need to be the one doing you in, if that make any sense. So like, yo, for real, take your time and do it right, man. Cause like, you only get one life.
Mm-hmm.
You get one life, one chance.
That's crazy you said that. Right? So, uh, I listened to a interview. Guy was interviewing
Dragonfly.
uh Kobe, Black Mamba, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he was doing all this stuff for the kids, uh, getting his basically like motivational speaker type on, right? And he said something. He was like, "Yo, fear is a fabrication. It's if you actually sit down and take the time and like break down your fear or whatever is making you anxious, you'll realize that it's no point." And you use sports for example because he's a sports player. He's a famous basketball player. He was like, "You're at the free throw line and you're nervous to shoot your shot. Why are you nervous? You do this every day at practice. Are you nervous that you know you're gonna miss, and then the team's gonna hate you? The team's gonna love you regardless. The team is your team. They've been with you at practice. They're gonna be with you after this game, and so forth and so forth, right?" And it's like we get so anxious, so fearful, so nervous in the now that we make uh hasty decisions that may solve the problem now but makes like 10 more problems down the line.
Yep.
And uh it's crazy cuz I was about to do this recently, like working on a project, and I'm like, "Yo, I need these programs to do certain things, right?" So I had the option to either, you know, spend money now and, you know, I may or may not have solved a problem, or what I actually did was I sat back, I figured out, you know, the terminology for what I was trying to do with the programs,
Yeah.
and I was able to get these free programs, didn't have to spend a thing, and I did what I could have or probably would have done on that paid program that would have took
Mm-hmm.
more time, more
Yeah.
money,
Because
and
then you gotta learn it. You gotta learn a new program too. So
exactly.
there's that.
So actually sitting back and like looking at the bigger picture, like it, you're looking at the bigger picture. You're seeing where your position is, and you're seeing your end goal. You're not seeing just where your position in, where your position is, and your problem. You're seeing the whole picture, so you can solve the whole problem, not just one part of the equation, and then you still got the rest of the problem to deal with.
And to clear that up, he's saying that that's what you should do.
Exactly.
That's what you should do. But what most of you do is you sit in front of your problems and you ain't doing nothing but looking at the problem. So you stressing out about and bro, I just saw my man do this at work, bro. He was trying to figure out how to cut the staffing,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing all type of unethical shit to cut the
Mm-hmm.
staffing. And then when all of his options failed, like he was mad, he was upset, and I'm like, bro, what are you upset about? Like the day is gonna end at 5:30 regardless. Like
Thanks.
there's nothing to be like you don't need to be there. Like whatever energy you giving off right now, you don't need to be there. All you need to do is just be patient.
Mm-hmm.
But and then like because he was so impatient, he ended up doing something that he couldn't reverse. So then he ended up creating another problem just by trying to solve that one problem when he could have. Yeah, yeah.
Saw the movie Saw. Uh, I forget which one. I think all of them are like this actually.
Go ahead, talk about it, cause
Like
I ain't never seen so.
what? All right, so
Not interested, bro.
uh, this I guess you can call him a killer, but anyway, basically
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw, yes. He makes this elaborate plan, right? And literally most of the times, all you have to do is absolutely nothing. Just wait. But people are so anxious, they're so stuck on themselves. He'll put you in a situation where like, all right, you're connected to somebody. Uh there's a chain that's gonna go into this hole and it's gonna pull y'all into together, and then slice whoever's wiggling the most or some shit like that or something like that. Something weird, but literally he'll put you in a situation where uh your life is on the line, your back is against the wall, you may or may not know the other person, and you guys have to either work together or literally just wait it out. But that fear sets in, that uneasy feeling you get that, oh, the other person's gonna do me dirty, sets in, so they act hastily or heinously, and they end up basically like killing themselves. And literally all you had to do was like put your faith in somebody else, or put your faith to just be a good person. And like that's the whole like plot of the story of like the Saws or whatever. And it's just crazy how that like just kind of came up. Like, people are so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so bent on acting now. Like, they feel like when a problem arises, they have to solve it right then and right there. Like, they can't work on it. They can't.
Impatience.
Yeah. And it's like, it goes back to this chart that I have that I found on the internet, and I've told you guys about it plenty of times.
You drop it in the video if you want to.
You
got it saved already?
Yeah. So it's a chart that says basically, let me put it right here. There's a problem. All right. Do you have the answer to the problem?
Do you have a problem?
Mm-hmm. Do you have a problem?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you solve the problem? Yes. What are you worried about? Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you solve it? No. What are you worried about?
Exactly. And most of the time, people have problems. Like, regardless, like, no matter how much you break it down, whether it's your problem or whether it's not, there is no need to worry.
Exactly.
And like, I think for the most part, I go back to this thing, this saying that God would never give you anything or put you in any situation that you can't come out of.
Big facts.
And like, I think back, and I think people just don't see this little fact here, that regardless of what you've gone through or what you've done in the past or how hard the situation was, you came back from it. You're here now.
Still here.
Yeah, like, whether you came through, you had a situation, you went through something rough, like, and you think about it, bro. You going through. I think everybody in their lifetime right now has came across a situation where they're like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? I don't know what to do. This is horrible." Like, I think everybody and their mama has come across a situation like that, and then 3 months later, you're not even thinking about it.
Facts.
It was scary as hell you were going through that, and you're not even thinking about it 3 months later. Like, hell, sometimes weeks later. Like, and then it just shows the severity of the problem. How the quicker you get over something shows the severity of the problem. And like, some people catastrophize over the smallest things, like it's like the worst thing in the world.
Facts. It's like everyone has been literally in the eye of a storm, just looking at like the chaos and destruction that's going around them, and literally all you gotta do is be still. The storm passes, you see the destruction, and then the next day, weeks from now, you know, you rebuild, or the environment rebuilds itself, and then you're just like, it don't even look like a storm came through here like last week. Like, tornado came through here, tore up a trailer park. You know, next month, trailer park's back flourishing, whatever. And you're just like, look better than what it looked like before, you know? Trash is gone, all this other stuff. But literally, like, it's crazy how like you said, catastrophizing. A problem arises, your mind is just like going crazy, and then like another person that's been through it before, you've been at this job for years, it's the same old routine, and they just chilling. It was like, yo, why are you, what are you doing, man? You overworking yourself, you're stressing yourself out, you're
Yeah.
losing sleep, losing hairs over
Yeah.
something
Going
that's
gray,
gonna
all type of shit.
that something is gonna over something that's gonna end at 5:30 or in the next couple of hours. Like
Regardless.
it's gonna end regardless. It's gonna stop regardless. There's another day that we have to deal with. This is pointless. The time to do whatever we had to do is already gone. It is gone and past. We can't get it back.
Think about that.
Tomorrow, same thing is gonna happen. We just prepare better tomorrow. We learn
hmm
our mistakes. We learn from our mistakes today so we can prepare for tomorrow.
Or in some people cases, you just survive what you can.
That too. Just be still.
Because some people trying to fix some shit that can't be fixed. It's above your pay grade to fix, and you trying to fix everything, and then you worried, right? And you thinking you taking on problems that belong to other people, and they not even worried about it.
Looking at you crazy like, yo, why you over here?
You know what I'm saying? You taking on problems that belong to other folks, and then you looking at them like they the problem.
And they looking at you like you the problem. Yep. Oh man, it's a
Yeah. I think we talking about the same person. I want to feel like we talking about the same person. Because like she had some issues with with people in other departments, like not in that department. So like, why you even asking about that? Like that ain't got nothing to do with you. So but like just like that, bro. Like some people. I watched the episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog one day, right? And they live out in fucking nowhere, Kansas. Nowhere.
middle of nowhere.
Literally nowhere, Kansas. In the middle of the desert. And I watched the episode of them like in the middle of a hurricane. I don't know how that happened. But they're in the middle of a hurricane. You know, you talk about that eye of the storm thing, bro. You can see the eye. They were in the eye of the storm, and like the storm was just around their house, right? And I'm thinking like, yo, would have like people really like living their lives like that? Like all you had to do was sit still and wait, bro. Like all you had to do was wait for it. The storm gonna hit you one like no matter what part of life you in, there's always gonna be a storm. But the only thing you had to do was wait for the storm, bro. And some people following the eye
Ooh.
because the inside of the eye is clean. Ain't nothing going on there. Ain't no water. Ain't no wind. Ain't like there's no danger there. Like so, people are in that, and you sitting inside of the eye, right, where it's comfortable, and you watching all of the chaos happening around you, and you just like trying to make sure that you following this little spot here. So what ends up happening is that you end up being in that little situation where you catastrophize over everything because everything is going on around you, and you so afraid you so afraid for that storm to hit you that you just become ineffective. Like you just become ineffective. You get so stuck on the fact that you're trying to stay safe from the danger that you don't even take the calculated risk that I talked about on the last episode.
Ooh, that's crazy. And it's like, ooh, we know that there's gonna be a storm. People know that it's coming. Like it's a part of life to go through hardship, adversity, challenges, and instead of, like you said, taking calculated risk and getting through it, we want to stay in this comfort zone of just getting by or just surviving or just making it to the next day instead of, preparing and investing to get a return down the line instead of like just pleasing our flesh or doing something that'll bring us like happiness for like a moment or something like that. And it's crazy because we do the same thing over and over again. Basically insanity. You do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, expecting you're gonna make it big, expecting that you're gonna get out the 9 to 5, expecting something's gonna change in your life, and then nothing changes because you're doing the same thing, getting the same result, and you're getting overwhelmed, you're stressing out, you're having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, so forth and so forth, basically diminishing your health, but you're not doing anything different. You're not taking a risk. You're not learning anything new to get through it. Like you have to change something in your life to have change in your life.
A principle that everybody miss. Everybody miss it. And like, and once again, bro, I go back to the fact that you seen your parents do the shit that you're doing right now. And I'm talking to everybody who got second jobs, everybody who crying about the gas prices. I'm talking about everybody who crying about how shit expensive. Like, yo, bro, like 10% year over year. That's inflation's rate. 10% year over year over year. It's the reason why money don't look the same as it did back in the day. You talk about people who, folks used to be able to buy a mansion for $40,000 in the early 1900s. 10% year over year over year. That's why people get raises. You don't get a raise to help you out. Unless like they getting raises to, and bro, you look at the raise like, oh man, I'm making more money. You done forgot about inflation.
Facts. More money, more problems.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you talking about, and bro, that's why I told Herb the other day, man. It's like, yo, you talking about folks making more money, talking about the raise that we supposed to be getting at work, and then I'm like, yo, for real, that shit ain't gonna change nobody. Like, motherfuckers, like, I started working here 2018. Motherfuckers were saying they'll do more for more money, and then they start getting more money. They still don't do shit. They got 3 raises since I started, and they still ain't doing shit. They still worthless. Like, for real, you just seen your parents go through the same shit. You just seen your grandparents go through the same shit. Some people parents still got 2 jobs and they supposed to be retired.
Cool.
Some people buying stuff right now when they in retirement age. Like, some folks buying houses and they supposed to be already retired. And bro, like, I just want to let y'all. I wanted to show you guys that is not the way to live, man. Like, and you just out here just living like an accident. You just out here stumbling into things, just trying to find a solution. You just like a pinball. You just hoping to smack on something, and something's gonna give you some kind of answer, but you're not out here really looking for it. Like, you just trying to survive. You're just trying to survive. That's all you're trying to do. You wake up every day and do the same thing over and over and over again, bro. Look, for real, you gotta learn to put your faith in you. That's what it is right there. You gotta learn to put your faith in you, because some of you, like, and Mark just said, it's insanity. You're waking up doing the same thing over and over and over again, and there is no different result, because different results are going to take a different action. And in my life, right? In my life, the different action was believing in myself and having faith that God is going to take me into a situation where I can actually thrive in life. That was my eye-opening moment. Like, I didn't need more money to come to that conclusion. I don't stress out about money now because I know for a fact that if I don't have it now, I can create it in the future.
Talk about it.
Not make it. I just want to go ahead and make that
Mhm.
make that distinguish that. Like I'm not saying that I can make the money in the future. I'm saying that I can create the opportunity to receive an income.
Mm. And all that
Not
took,
only not only for myself but for other people as well. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there as well.
was changing the mindset, believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Ain't take winning the lottery. Ain't take getting a second job or, you know, putting your faith in an employer. You put your
Mm-hmm.
faith in yourself, and that's gonna open opportunities for a boatload of people.
And I promise you, bro, y'all can go back and listen to episode 1. I wasn't here back then. Like mentally, I wasn't here back then. Like I wasn't that person that I wasn't able to say that back then.
Mhm.
Like I knew it, I knew the information, but I wasn't. There's a level of action that needs to go into making that into having that thought process change.
Mhm.
There's a level of action, a level of there's a
Execution.
level of something needs to click in you, and the only way for that thing to click is for you to actually live it.
Mm.
So the things that we were talking about on the very first episodes of the podcast, only thing I did was start putting execution behind the things that I was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and that was how I got here. And some people think that you got to have some kind of innate ability to do something. Like everybody wants to pass the buck to somebody else who know how to do something. And I swear to God, like it's getting real old because like you got a skill in something, and you don't want to use the skill because you uncomfortable, and you looking at the next person, and then you got comparisonitis because you can't stop comparing yourself to the next person who already doing something.
Because we get into the mindset that we have to be great to start something, but really is you
Yeah.
just have to start something to be great at it. Like,
Yeah.
you, if people want to be, uh, they want to fast track to mastery and just,
Know
all
what I'm
right,
saying?
I mastered it. I ain't gotta do nothing else. No, you have to be a. When we said this before, you have to be a lifetime learner. You have to always be a student because new things come up. We figure out how to do things more efficiently, and this is where we fall short at with jobs and life in general. We get stuck in this old way of doing something. When something new comes, we're like, we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna stick to the book. We're gonna stick to this old manual right here. But we figured out how to do something more efficiently, something that takes less time, or but we don't want to learn that. We want to stick in that comfort zone. We want to stick with what we know.
Yeah, I found myself being in those type of situations as well as it pertains to running the Aether business. Like I'm trying to do things that I ain't got no business doing because that's just how everybody before me has done it.
Mm.
Like I'm bringing old habits, old world habits into new world problems, and like like you'll come to a realization that it just doesn't work. Like I was trying to do everything. Like I was trying
Mm.
to be the artist, be the writer, be the marketer. Like for one thing, like they tell you when you writing a book that you either gonna write it or you gonna market it.
Mm.
I tell you, it's either or. Like there's no in between, no in the middle. Like you either gonna write it or you gonna market it. Like you can't do both at the same time. And the reason they say that is because it takes a lot. a lot of energy and a lot of effort to market a book. It takes a lot, and I didn't realize it until I actually started trying to market one of my books, that it takes that much effort. And I was just like, yo, this is weird. Like, I don't know how to take this. Like, I'm gonna go back to writing. Like, I'm for real. Like, I was like, I made the decision that if I'm a market it, then I'm gonna market it. So we done made sales, but I'm sitting up here thinking about the fact that there's an either or thing. So like, am I willing to stop writing the story that needs to be written so I can take time to tell people about the story? But if they get here and they see the one story it ain't written yet, then what are we doing? So I go back to something that ET said, that you can't chase two rabbits at the same time. You're gonna have to be okay with losing one of them. So which rabbits is everybody chasing? You trying to chase comfort. I mean, it might be more than two actually. Y'all trying to chase comfort. You trying to chase convenience, and you trying to chase money. And it's like that. It's like that quality triangle. Like you can't chase comfort
Can't
and
have
money
all
at the
three.
same time.
Can't.
You can't chase comfort and chase money while being convenient. Like, it just don't work that way. It don't work that way. I promise you. You shouldn't be chasing money anyway. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. You should be chasing opportunity. Yeah, yeah. You should be chasing opportunity. And when I say opportunity, I'm not talking about chasing going up a ladder on a job. Like, here's the thing, and I wanted to end off with this. Like, and I think Mark might have something to add on to it, because we went into a different area of what this podcast was supposed to be. But like, you told me something at that at the beginning that you wanted to talk about, and I want to go there real quick, because I feel like we haven't really touched that, and that's where we were supposed to go. But this is where my mind is taking me right now. Recently there was a manager who had the audacity to tell me that I need to stop what I'm doing and give my all, fully commit to my job. And and for real, this is probably somebody who can very well put me in a position where I could move up the corporate ladder. So some of you are so uncomfortable in your gift. You've never actually fostered your gift. You never really looked at it, never really paid it any attention. You never really did anything with it. So you looking at your gift like it's just a hobby. So when somebody come to you with a shiny object, you immediately turn away from your gift and go start chasing the shiny object. I was just being real. Like, some of you got things going on that, you just want to, like, the only thing you want to do is make money. So you got things going on. You in a position where you could be phenomenal at something. All you got to do is pay attention to it. All you got to do is pick up the pen and start writing. All you got to do is pick up the pen and start drawing. Whatever you do, all you got to do is lean into your gift. All the thing you got to do is figure out who you are, and you don't even know who you are yet. So you don't even know what you want. I come up to people and ask them, if money wasn't a problem, if you woke up and had everything you wanted, what would you be doing? And people can't answer that question. But I remember a time where I couldn't answer that question because I was so stuck on making money that I wasn't focusing on my gift. I was so focused on the fact that I didn't have money right there in my pocket, that my bank account was sitting in the negative, and I was accruing overdraft fees over and over and over again every single week, that I wasn't focusing on my gift. But what I was focusing on was 3 jobs. while living an hour away from all of them. I was focused on that. So the difference is that when you focus on what you can do and what you can do only, and I ain't talking about what everybody else can do. Stop comparing yourself to other people, man. Like that's where I'm gonna start that sentence off. But stop comparing yourself to other people and believe in what you have going on. Focus on your own party. And stop trying to insert yourself into other people's party. So when you're focusing on your gift, here's what's going to happen first, right? And some of y'all, I promise you, I know some of you. I know I got you in mind as I say this, and I love it to death. Alyssa's one of them, right? Like you get so focused on the fact that you don't have money that the only thing that you're focusing on is a problem in front of you, because you're not focusing on your gift. You don't have anything to put that energy into, because when I have a problem at work, it makes me want to focus on my gift. But I remember a time where I had the gift, but I was so focused on the money problem that the only thing that I could focus on was the money, and the fact that and the fact that my gift don't pay me. But when you come to, and here's what I'm trying to say, right? It's like, I know I'm going into a lot of places with this, but I promise you I'm going somewhere. There's a difference between having faith and belief. So when you reach that belief level, that here's belief, the belief that I can actually write a book. Belief is set. There it is. I can do it. If I can write it the first time, I could do it a second time. I just finished book number 4. It's only been a year. I promise you. I ain't nothing special about that. I just finished book number 4. Belief is there. When it comes to having faith, when you say faith, that means that I can stand in the middle of a field with my head high, look right in the eye of the storm, and let that storm pass me through. Because I know for a fact that if I stand there and I wait for that pain to pass, then I'm going to reach sunshine at some point. But some of you just so stuck on the fact that there's a storm, you just out here dodging it like minefields. You just like, nah, I'm good. I like pass on that. You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing with it. You don't want nothing from it. So, and people learn the most from the pain. And the thing that I learned from pain is that I don't want pain for the rest of my life. But it's also another thing that I have to endure this pain now, because if I don't endure this pain now, if I don't go through what I'm going through now, if I don't feel everything that I'm feeling, I promise you, you mad at your job. I get it. I understand. Your job's stupid. The people that you work with are stupid. I understand that. But if you don't go through that now, then your kids are going to have to go through it. So here's the difference between faith and having vision and doing the things that you're doing now. When you have faith, you're mad at your job right now. You go in, you pissed off, you just throwing things, you slamming boxes everywhere, you cussing people out, and you doing that now because you don't have a vision for your future. The thing is when you have a vision for your future and you have a plan and you have faith in yourself, none of those things even bother you.
Big facts.
You're not even bothered by the job.
Big facts.
You just like, all right, what up? It is what it is, bro. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. We get off at 5:30 anyway. This ain't my lane. I'm gonna let you have that. If that's what you want to do, if you want to climb the corporate ladder, you can have that. But you know, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I get off at 5:30 regardless. I'm gonna do what you do. Hey, boss, I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do, whether it's stupid or not, whether I disagree with it or not. I'm gonna go ahead and make it happen because that's what you want. I'm gonna care about what you care about, because it's your job to care about it. I don't care about it. I'm just gonna do it.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, when I walk away from there, my feelings are not stuck there. Some of you are walking away from your jobs and you mad at the job, and the job got you so pissed off that you can't even function outside of work. So you can't get nothing done anyway. I need you guys to get to a point where you focus on you, focus on your gift. And I'm not telling you to be selfish. That's not what I'm telling you to do. When I'm telling you to focus on your gift, focus on what you have to offer the world. And once you get to that point where you have faith in you and your abilities to make things happen, you're going to come out on top. There's no way that the universe can't stop somebody that has a vision powerful enough that they can go through any storm with their head up. The universe can't stop that. You will succeed with that mentality. You will succeed with that mentality.
Yep. Yep. So ladies and gentlemen, have faith. Have a vision, make it plain. Do whatever you need to do to put yourself in a position to where you can have faith, you can meditate, you can have that foundation where you can step back and look at the bigger picture, look at the picture as a whole. There's a picture, I forget what the name of it is, but it's like it's a lot of things going on. It's I think an island, and then like a bunch of waves. There's ships that are crashing, storm, lightning, and they was like there's a guy just sitting on the island. It's like this is what peace is. This is true peace. In the midst of chaos, you're cool, calm, and collect. You can't have peace without chaos. You have to go through pain. It's a part of life. It's how we learn. It's the best teacher, because no one likes pain, as Aaron said before. It's not fun. It hurts. All right, I'm hurt. So my brain automatically goes into this mode. We don't want to feel that again. So let's do or figure out what we need to not go through that again. And that's life. Aaron said a mouthful, said enough for the both of us.
Can you really know what peace is without chaos?
Can you really know what peace? No, you can't. Cause
is it possible? I don't think it's possible.
It's like yin and yang. You gotta have one to have the other.
Just asking for a friend.
Address the whole elephant, people. I know we get stuck on the tusk without realizing that there's a whole, animal attached to that thing. There's a whole bigger problem to worry about, but we just worry about making money off tusks. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
I like what you did there.
This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. We love y'all.
Peace. Love you. See you next week.